Hey, good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kevin. I'm just walking out here this morning, feeling the crisp air. Looking to the south, I see a cloud bank down there. Boy, we need some rain and we need it bad. This morning across Oklahoma, the National Weather Service warning about elevated critical fire weather conditions is really something to be aware of today. Dry air, strong winds, and dominant winter vegetation create a kind of environment where a single spark can turn into a fast-moving grass fire. And we understand that very well here in Oklahoma. Neighbors working to help neighbors and things like that. And with that in mind, that's kind of the topic this morning that I want to talk about is rural Oklahoma. As I reflect this morning on the years I spent looking out the window of a train, watching America wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about rural Oklahoma and the workers and the families who keep our towns alive, particularly small rural Oklahoma. That's something that we need to talk about. We need to talk about how our current administration and Tom Cole are impacting that. Let's go talk about that. Tom Cole is one of the most senior members of Congress from Oklahoma and now chairs the House Appropriations Committee. That's like being the dispatcher of federal spending, deciding which track gets maintained and which one doesn't. And right now, Tom Cole is shifting the track away from Oklahoma. Now look, I understand this very well, and this condition comes up all the time. On the railroad, when a train starts losing momentum on a grade, when you're starting to pull going uphill, you don't ignore it. If you ignore it, you're going to stall. The train will stop. So to counter that, you have to throttle up. You have to add power. You make sure the train keeps moving forward. If you don't, gravity takes over. That's simple physics of operating a train. And we're talking about thousands and thousands of tons. I mean, some of the largest trains that I've run have been over 30,000 tons. So let's tie that in today into rural Oklahoma and how that feels like right now in Oklahoma that we're allowing gravity to take over. Our economy is stalling. The people of Oklahoma are being left behind. Across Oklahoma, employers are struggling to fill jobs. According to the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission, the state has been experiencing persistent labor shortages in agriculture, energy support services, healthcare, education, and skilled trades. Rural counties have been hit hardest with smaller labor pools, fewer young workers staying in their hometowns. The numbers tell the story. Many rural Oklahoma counties have seen populations decline over the past decade. Workforce participation rates in rural regions remain lower than the national average. School enrollment in some communities is shrinking, and local hospitals continue to face staffing shortages and financial shortages as well. That's not laziness, that's economics. When markets become unstable, investments slow. When investments slow, jobs disappear. And when jobs disappear, people move. And that seems to be what's happening here in Oklahoma. That's the slow roll of economic gravity. Now step back and look at the national rail map. The policy decisions coming out of Washington is what I'm referring to. Trade decisions with China have continued to reshape global agriculture markets. Countries like Brazil and Argentina have expanded soybean exports to China while American farmers face uncertainty. They're losing the market. Those global shifts ripple through the agricultural economy across the Midwest and Plains, including Oklahoma. Energy markets tell a similar story. Investment decisions made at the federal level affecting oilfield services, pipeline work, and refinery activity, industries that employ thousands of Oklahomans. And this is where representation matters. Tom Cole has been a consistent political ally of Donald Trump, supporting the broader national economic and trade agenda that has reshaped agricultural exports, markets, and federal investment priorities. Whether intended or not, those national policy choices have real local consequences. When rural Oklahoma workforce development isn't prioritized, when Oklahoma agricultural stability isn't protected, when Oklahoma infrastructure and training investments lag behind economic change, communities feel it. They don't feel it in the headlines, they feel it in the payrolls, school enrollment numbers, and help wanted signs that stay up for months. And this isn't just about one person. Oklahoma's entire delegation in Washington, including Senator Mark Wayne Mullen and Senator James Lankford, has largely supported the same national economic direction over the past several years. The question for Oklahoma voters isn't partisan, it's practical. Are these policies strengthening Oklahoma workforce or leaving Oklahoma's workforce behind? And that's a direct result of our voting behavior and how voting in the same people year after year with failed policies like those of Tom Cole and Donald Trump are hurting Oklahoma. Because on the railroad, when a crew sees trouble ahead, they don't argue about who's in charge. They act to protect the train. Rural Oklahoma is still waiting to see that kind of urgency from Washington. As we look out the window of the train today, let's keep the conversation rolling.